A study tracked two groups of students with identical IQs, identical resources, and identical deadlines. And by graduation, one group earned salaries 40% higher than the other. The only difference? Not talent, not discipline, not even work ethic. It was a single cognitive pattern that procrastinators physically cannot see in themselves. Procrastination has nothing to do with time management. A 2013 study from the University of Sheffield analyzed 22,000 participants and found zero correlation between procrastination and poor time management skills. Zero. So what's actually happening? Your brain has an ancient threat detection system called the amygdala. When you look at a task that feels boring, overwhelming, or tied to a fear of failure, your amygdala fires the exact same alarm it would fire if a predator walked into the room. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a tax deadline and a lion. It just screams, escape. And scrolling your phone, reorganizing your desk, suddenly needing to clean the kitchen, those aren't distractions. They're your brain's emergency exit from emotional discomfort. But here's what most people get wrong. They think the solution is discipline. Just push through, force yourself. Except willpower is a finite neurological resource. A famous study at Case Western Reserve found that people who resisted freshly baked cookies performed 60% worse on a subsequent puzzle task. Their willpower was literally drained. So white-knuckling your way through procrastination doesn't fix the root cause, it just exhausts you faster. Now let's go deeper. Dr. Timothy Peichel at Carleton University discovered something that changes everything. Procrastination is not a behavior problem. It's an emotion regulation problem. You're not avoiding the task. You're avoiding the negative emotion the task triggers. Anxiety, self-doubt, resentment, boredom. Your brain makes a trade. Short-term mood repair now in exchange for long-term consequences later. And it gets worse. Every time you procrastinate, you get a tiny dopamine hit from the relief of avoiding discomfort. Your brain logs that as a successful strategy. Over months and years, this creates a neurological habit loop that becomes automatic. You don't even decide to procrastinate anymore. Your brain does it for you below conscious awareness. So how do you actually break the cycle? This is where it gets fascinating. The most effective technique isn't a productivity hack. It's called implementation intentions, developed by psychologist Peter Gollwitzer. Instead of saying, "I'll work on my project tomorrow," you create an if-then blueprint. If it's 9 a.m. and I sit at my desk, then I will open the document and write one sentence. Just one. Research shows this simple reframe increases follow-through by 200 to 300%. Why? Because it bypasses the amygdala entirely. Your brain no longer has to make an emotional decision in the moment. The decision is already made. There's no gap for anxiety to flood in. The second technique is even more counterintuitive. Forgive yourself for procrastinating. A landmark 2010 study at Carleton University tracked students across an entire semester and found that those who forgave themselves for procrastinating on a first exam procrastinated significantly less on the second exam. The students who beat themselves up, they procrastinated more. Self-criticism creates shame, shame triggers avoidance, and avoidance is procrastination. It's a vicious loop. Compassion breaks it. And the third layer, the one nobody talks about, is identity reframing. When you say, "I'm a procrastinator," your brain treats that as a fixed identity, something that's just part of who you are. Neuroscientist Dr. Ethan Kross at the University of Michigan found that shifting from I language to third-person or role-based language changes how the brain processes a challenge. Instead of, "I need to finish this report," try, "What would a professional who takes their work seriously do right now?" This creates psychological distance from the emotional trigger and activates the prefrontal cortex, the rational planning part of your brain that the amygdala was suppressing. Procrastination was never about being lazy. It was your brain trying to protect you from pain, and now you know how to work with it instead of against it. If this reframed how you think about your own habits, the video on screen right now goes even deeper into how your brain secretly sabotages your goals.